Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Horse Sense. We'll be bringing you the Eldorado Classic, which provides its winner an automatic entry into the Adesta Singapore Gold Cup, as well as the Raffles Cup, the second leg of the Open Triple Crown Group 1 over 1800 meters for $700,000, and an interview with one of the legends of South African and international riding ranks, Felix Coetzee, as he chats to the Hong Kong Jockey Club's Edward Sadler about some of his fondest memories riding in Hong Kong and some of the better horses he's been partnered with. The Eldorado Classic is a race that provides its winner a free entrance into the Adesta Singapore Gold Cup with no exemptions. This year's field was a big field of 16 carded for the 2200 meter race. There were many vying to gain their entrance into the Group 1 Adesta Singapore Gold Cup on the 12th of November. In a thrilling race where they passed the winning post twice, it was the Daniel Marr train's Secret Win who flashed from last to take up the front position in the final stages. Let's see what transpired in the running. The Eldorado Classic.
This is the Eldorado Classic of 217, a Group 3. And Gold Faith coming along. He's done a good job. There's been a gear change or two with him, and he's really turned his form into very strong staying form here in Singapore. And he goes forward, Gold Faith, and we're just waiting on Emperor's Banquet and Chairman to go in, and they'll be set to run. $21 here about Chairman, but this is a bit of a raffle. It's a good field of stayers, and they're all set bar one, with a free ticket into the Gold Cup on the line here. And the stayers stand for the Eldorado. They're set, and they're racing in the Eldorado, and Chairman away fairly well out wide. Now looking for pace, Sarab away okay, with also Chairman, who for the time being is back about 4th or 5th. Perfect P away nicely. Then Big Brother the inside, Mr. Fat Kid nice and prominent, and Ground Control going up there in Order the Sun in the yellow colours with a red cap is moving up about 5th as they go around the first bend, and it's Perfect P on the outside of Sarab. Then came Order the Sun, who's sitting out 3 deep. In behind those then Big Brother, followed by Mr. Fat Kid and Ground Control. Chairman's out about 4 deep in the early part, going up about 7th or 8th. In behind those then to Order the Sun on the inside of Darshini, then Sandtop. Further back behind those in the black colours, Emperor's Banquet's out about 3 deep. A couple of lengths away then to Blue Swede, who's back in company with Galazzo. They're stringing right out here about 2.5 lengths away. Gold Faith with Magstock, and Secret Winner's gone back into last. So inside 1400 metres to go, and slowly but surely it's Order the Sun going around the outside of Perfect P, and then have now raced away from Sarab. Then Chairman in the red cap going up about 4th or 5th. Big Brother next on the inside from Mr. Fat Kid, and then Sandtop, the horse from Macau. He's out very wide, being followed further back by Darshini. Centre field is Ground Control. Then came Emperor's Banquet, Blue Swede, Song to the Moon in behind those. Then came Galazzo, Magstock a long way back in the field, with also Gold Faith and Secret Win. So down the side they go. Mr. Fat Kid for the time being, he's back about 7th or 8th. So it's Order the Sun, 800 metres to go. Leads out in the Eldorado from Perfect P as they run down the side. Chairman's been 3 deep. Then Big Brother 4th the inside. Sandtop is further back. Then Sarab, Darshini getting right up behind them over on the fence. Mr. Fat Kid looking for a bit of room. Emperor's Banquet to the outside of him. Blue Swede was wide, and further back Song to the Moon and Gold Faith, but it's Perfect P for Michael Rod into the straight. Chairman is coming at him from Big Brother. Then Darshini. Sarab is starting to warm up. Mr. Fat Kid still a fair way off them as Chairman's setting his sights on Perfect P. Then Sarab, Darshini's looking for room, and Blue Swede is closing in with Magstock down the outside. It's Chairman just in front from Perfect P. They're closing in. Secret Win, Blue Swede are coming with a run. Chairman just in front. Secret Win the outside for Dan Mars. Secret Win's hit the front. It's a boil over. Secret Win's with the Eldorado. Secret Win first, second Chairman, and Blue Swede back in third. And behind those in turn then to Darshini. Further back Magstock from Perfect P. Then Mr. Fat Kid being followed further back in the field by Ground Control. Then Song to the Moon. Then came Big Brother Sarab further back with Order the Sun. Sandtop back with Gold Faith, and towards the end of the field their Emperor's Banquet.
He was behind trailing the whole field, but as from the 600 when I urged him and picked him up, he was just improving all the way. I'm very happy for Daniel Marr Racing Stable, first feature race. I'm glad I was on the first one, gave him his first feature. He's very talented, good trainer with very good judgment, and also to all his team, with all this hard work. And I also like to thank everybody.
Well, congratulations to Daniel Ma, Benny Woodworth and P.S. Chua. This Magic Million sales graduate cost just $25,000, and he now has a ticket into the Desta Singapore Gold Cup.
I would now like to invite Mr. Michael Chin to present the prizes for the Eldorado Classic to the winning owner, Mr. Pierre Chua, but to his representative, Tony Lane, to step forward. Tony Lane, a hard-working member of the Danmar stable, stepping up to collect the owner's trophy on behalf of Pierre Chua. Photos are being taken. Now to the winning trainer, Danmar, to step forward and accept the trainer's trophy. Secret Win, his victor, here this afternoon. Danmar accepting the trainer's trophy, a fantastic effort, and a man who's had a terrific season as a jockey here in Singapore. It's Benny Woodworth. Benny stepping forward to accept a nice trophy for taking out the Eldorado Classic, the Group 3, over the 2200 metres. Congratulations to all of the winners. Please join us for a group photograph.
We're going to take a break, and when we return, the Raffles Cup for 2017. Welcome back to Horse Sense. We're going to now have a look at the 2017 edition of the Raffles Cup. And we had last year's winner, Debt Collector, who is also the reigning Horse of the Year, taking part, as well as the up-and-coming sort Encounter Monte Cristo, Lim's Cruiser, and a whole host of other horses looking to redeem themselves, the likes of Elite Excalibur and Gilt Complex, Laughing Gravy from the Cliff Brown stable, Newlands, and of course Bahana, last year's Gold Cup winner. Let's join the action and see what transpired in this year's Raffles Cup.
He's about to come up now in the hands of Craig Grills, and Debt Collector's going to run favourite. Starter on the platform, ready to go in the Group 1 Raffles Cup. Few calls of hold on from the starting gates. Now they're ready and they're racing in the Raffles Cup of 217, and they jumped away in a nice line as per normal. Debt Collector's going to settle back. There was no early speed from Newlands and Bahana, and Forever Young from out wider has gone on to the lead here. Running second, Laughing Gravy. Gilt Complex is up in a line for third. Right there, Count of Monte Cristo from Elite Excalibur, and Chopin's Fantasy to settle down next on the inside in front of Lim's Cruiser. One off the fence, got down to the inside from a wide gate. 2.5 away, then came Jupiter Gold. Bahana, a further length and a half to Majestic Moments, who's got two behind him. Their Debt Collector and also Newlands last of all, and stands the leader about 12 lengths, who is Forever Young. First 400, 25.21, and leads the way a little over a length. Running second is Gilt Complex, third is Laughing Gravy, and Count of Monte Cristo in a lovely position at the 1,000 metres, one back in, one out. Next is Chopin's Fantasy, the stablemate, followed by Elite Excalibur, Lim's Cruiser and Bahana. They race together from Jupiter Gold, 1.5 away. Debt Collector put to sleep at the 800 on the fence, a length and a half to Majestic Moments, and last of all is Newlands. Down the side in the Group 1 Raffles Cup and getting his own way, it's Benny Woodworth with Forever Young leading the way a length and a half. Up on the outside, Gilt Complex from Laughing Gravy, Count of Monte Cristo. Nunez hasn't moved, followed next to over on the inside as they turn and go Chopin's Fantasy, Elite Excalibur, Lim's Cruiser. Debt Collector still 2 lengths away with Jupiter Gold down the outside. 300 metres left to go. It's Forever Young in front, leading over Gilt Complex, Count of Monte Cristo, Elite Excalibur, Lim's Cruiser down the outside. Debt Collector still 2.5 away. Hitting the lead now is Gilt Complex, trying hard, Count of Monte Cristo, Elite Excalibur, Lim's Cruiser. It's an upset in the Raffles Cup. Gilt Complex and Harry Kassam. Gilt Complex has won the Raffles over Elite Excalibur second. Photo third between Lim's Cruiser and Chopin's Fantasy, finishing fast on the inside. Next to go by was Count of Monte Cristo, Forever Young, and And then we had Bahana Majestic Moments, Jupiter Gold, Laughing Gravy, and Newlands was last throughout.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, you know. To get the right in the Group 1, you know, I'm quite happy, but to get this win is just unbelievable, you know. This is my dream, you know. I rode a few Group 2 winner and Group 3, but always waiting for this one. But yeah, I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Brown, who gave me a ride, and the owners, G, who believe in me. I don't want to talk much, but I just over the moon. Yeah, I'm over the moon. We drawn 8, you know, I wasn't planning to go forward. Mr. Brown said to me, you know, just jump him, you know, see where he land, you know. And this bloke, you know, first blinkers back on, he jumps too well. And he was a little bit sharp early on, and I got Nunes on the outside, so I have to make up my mind to the roll forward. And the pace just was nice and steady, and happy to sit next to the leader on the top of straight. I'm trying to hold as much as I could. Once I pressed the gear, you know, he just give everything. But the last 100 meters, I was kind of a little bit worried whether I was looking where's all the rest, you know, like all the top horses, you know, like Debt Collector or that. But last 30 meters, I think this is going to be my race. So I'm over the moon.
Well, a shock victory for Cliff Brown, Graham Mackey, and one of Singapore's favourite sons, Harry Kassem, as they take out the Raffles Cup. It was Harry Kassem's first Group 1 winner in Singapore, and the former champion apprentice really showed his glee and delight at this, and we congratulate Harry on what is hopefully the first of many Group 1 winners for him.
I'd now like to invite Mr. Lim Ju Boon to present the prize for the Raffles Cup of 2017, and representing Graham Mackey, please welcome up on stage Tim Fitzsimmons. Well done to everyone concerned. Of course, Graham Mackey's had a great role in Singapore racing down through the years, and a surprise win here, but he'll take it. Of course, the colours worn and made famous by Spalato, and Tim Fitzsimmons has played his part in the Cliff Brown stable down through the years, so a worthy recipient there of the Raffles Cup of 2017. The winning trainer is Mr. Cliff Brown. Well done to Cliff. Had plenty of runners in the race, including the favourite Debt Collector, but a surprise win here with Gilt Complex taking out the big race today. And what a thrill for this young man. Terrific rider he's been down through the years, and a huge scalp today taking out the Raffles Cup. It's Harry Kassem. Well done to Harry. He has had feature success in the past, but this is probably the biggest moment of his career. I understand his wife is here. A rare visit to the Singapore Turf Club for her, and she's seen her husband produce the goods on Gilt Complex. So a memorable win, a surprise win, that's for sure. $222 about the winner. But well done to Harry Kassem, Cliff Brown and Graham Mackey and all the team with this horse, Gilt Complex, victorious in the Raffles Cup.
We're going to take a break, and when we return, we're going to move to a legend of the turf both in South Africa and Hong Kong, jockey Felix Coetzee. Welcome back to Horse Sense, everyone, and in this final segment, courtesy of the Hong Kong Jockey Club and Edward Sadler, we'd like to present to you Felix Coetzee. He was a champion jockey in Hong Kong, a multiple champion jockey in South Africa, and he rode the very famous Silent Witness as well as Singapore's very own Rocket Man in a couple of his starts. Let's catch up with Felix Coetzee and Edward Sadler as they chat about Felix's fondest memories in Hong Kong.
Well, Felix, it's great to catch up with you. In your career, 3,500 winners, 75 at the top level. How do you reflect on your riding career?
Edward, I was just very, very lucky, you know. I had a very good grounding because my dad was a trainer, so I had like a head start. And I was very fortunate to always get good opportunities. And like I say, lucky, you know. I had trainers supporting me, giving me good rides all the time. And even in my years that I came to Hong Kong, wow, you know, trainers supported me well. I was just talking to John Moore this morning, and he was talking about Makapura Star that I rode for him. And, you know, Ivan Allen gave me good rides, and Tony Cruz really helped my career a lot too, you know, very fortunate.
You had a great association with Tony Cruz. What effect did he have in your career?
Oh, enormous, you know. The day Tony retired, I went to him and said, please can I come and see you? And I went to his house and I went and just picked his brains and asked him about a whole lot of things that were, you know, in my head that I wanted to find out. And he was very forthcoming with his advice and so on, and very, very helpful. Later on in my career, when he was training, then when he retained me, he helped me so much too, you know, both with advice and with the horses he gave me to ride too.
Silent Witness was the big horse that you both had together. What an amazing run that was, and to share a champion like that together.
Yeah, just an absolute privilege, you know. It's a once in a lifetime kind of thing. And gee, you know, from the day that he came, he was just something really, really special. He just wanted to go flat out from the beginning.
Silent Witness goes to the lead. He draws away Silent Witness. Worth waiting for if you bet him. Silent Witness wins easily by 3.
Just describe for us, Felix, you in a racing mad city like Hong Kong, you're riding the champion Silent Witness that's truly captured the imagination of the people, and you're the rider. What's that feeling like?
Well, you know, it didn't put much pressure on me. It was more excitement, because this animal, you know, the type of thing he could do to you was, you'd be coming up for a race and you'd have your concerns because, you know, there was a new young horse coming up or something that had showed terrific speed in his previous run, and you thought, well, you're going to get taken on in the lead because he always led. And it happened to me every time this horse ran, Silent Witness. I'd go out for the final gallop and I'd be walking onto the trotting ring, and just the way that he used to walk, the confidence that he showed, he put that all through to you. And it's difficult for me to describe it to you, but he just gave you such confidence, and you knew everything was going to be all right.
The champ's got a big heart, Silent Witness. He fights back. He's all heart. He's a great horse.
Even to put on the colours, you know, it was like an experience, because you knew it was something special. Coming onto the track, I'll never forget, on the one day, it was International Day, and I was just on the track here, and I looked over at the crowd. They had the big Archie de Silva's colours there, big flag of it, and they were waving their little flags, and it was like the whole grandstand was there for us, you know. And I'm not that kind of person, but just in that moment I punched my hand in the air. This was trotting to the start, you know, and the whole grandstand erupted, and I just thought to myself, wow, you know, this is something really, really special.
The world champion wins in a canter. He's too good, Silent Witness.
Is he the best you've ridden, Felix?
Ah, yes, definitely. Look, a few have come very close, like Rocket Man, but Silent Witness was head and shoulders the best. She was really, really special animal, and the instincts that he had in him, he had like a real wild animal's instincts. He was so sharp and aware of everything that went on.
Silent Witness, I'll never see anything like this again in my life. 17 straight, stand cheer, applaud the best, because he's just got better.
We're fortunate enough to have you still here with us in Hong Kong, Felix, now looking after the apprentices. What can you tell us about your role there?
I'm very fortunate to have this position. Very exciting, lots to do every day. And I must start at the outset and say, you know what? It's a collaborative effort. These kids, they start off in China and having never ridden before. So it's those instructors there that teach them, you know, the very basics, and then go to Michael de Beer in the second facility in China, and then they get taught to ride in a jockey style and so on, and then they come here. But all the teaching and so on that goes on with so many people around these kids, you know, supporting them every step of the way, right through to when they go overseas for their overseas training, you know. It's, as I say, a real collaborative effort, and it's not just about one person.
What are the lessons from your riding career that you try to bring to these young riders?
Well, you know, the basics. I like to really stick to the basics of having a good work ethic and just trying to do your very, very best every day. If they can get the basics right and get a good foundation with the basics, boy, that's going to take them a long way, you know, rather than to get distracted with a lot of other things.
Is there anything specific about the Hong Kong environment too that you try to teach them, given how unique a racing jurisdiction it is here?
You know, to keep the motivation up is an enormous thing, because they have a lot of exposure here. the TV and the newspapers and that sort of thing, and also an enormous amount of money. So, you know, as a youngster, you can waver a little bit when that all comes very quickly. So to try and keep them focused during that sort of thing is a large part of it and very important.
McQueen still in front from Lucky Girl, then leading horse and General Sherman. Here's history. Kei Cheong, 4 winners here at Sha Tin this afternoon.
Kei Cheong, first season here, she won the award, the Tony Cruz Award for leading local rider. That was some achievement from her.
Yes, it was, you know, and she was a 10 and 7 pound claimer at the time, and she did well. She rode aggressively and competitively. Her timing was good at the time, and horses were running for her, you know. So she did really nicely that season.
Divine Boy is clattering home, but it's going to be another one for Matthew Poon, the golden boy.
Matthew Poon, the boom apprentice at the moment, the Poon train.
Yeah, come here with a big rap, you know, and I hope he's able to cope with that, you know, because there comes with quite a deal of expectation. And at the end of the day, he's only human. So, you know, I'm hoping that he's able to cope with that mentally. And on the other side, riding-wise, physically, he's got a few things to iron out that we're working on. And I hope that we're able to achieve that. We're doing what we can for him.
You're not the only Coetzee involved in the racing game now either in Hong Kong. Felix, of course, on Wednesday nights at Happy Valley, we get to see your daughter Kat perform.
Yeah, you know, she came over for a holiday, Edward, and she just wanted to get away for a bit. And she's crazy about playing music and so on, and brought her guitar with her, and she was playing somewhere, and then they saw her, and Aunt said, well, you know, come and give it a crack at the beer garden. So she loves it, you know, she just lives that life. That's all she wants to do.
How do you go behind the microphone?
Oh, no, I'm a shocker. I can't sing a word and I can't play a note.
Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Horse Sense. Thank you for taking the time to join us. We look forward to bringing you our next episode in a couple of weeks' time. Until then, enjoy your racing. May the horse be with you.